Hello and welcome to the 7th edition of the Humpday Bogart special. And today I thought I'd just cover some lesser known films because I happened to watch one yesterday, and it just occurred to me that some of them get forgotten. But first I'll just update you on some things. I've got a drummer signed up. She's going to record some of the drums, which is very exciting because her name's Emily Dolan Davies, and she has worked for Kim Wilde, Thompson Twins, and Brian Ferry. Really going for the Brian Ferry angle here. And she's lovely, and she's going to be in the drums, so that's very exciting. And yes, I have a haircut. Got sick of all the hair, so I've it's almost gone slightly high Sierra, and I've been scalped. I hope you like it. So today I'm going to talk about films, and the film I watched last night was Across the Pacific, which was another John Huston, which followed up straight after The Maltese Falcon and how well that had done. And it's basically the Maltese Falcon cast without Peter Lorre. And I really love that film. It's 1942. Bogey did a load of films in 1942 because they obviously went, oh, yeah, no, he's really good. So they stuffed him in a load of things. And I really like the dynamic between him and Mary Astor in this one. It's like they've kind of, obviously, they got along in Maltese Falcon, and it's better in this one. And there's some great witty remarks, comebacks between them. And you get to see, she gets sunburnt at one point and Bogey just pokes her in the back, which is the best thing. And she gets seasick and he annoys her with that as well. But it's kind of an espionage thing against the Japanese. But Sidney Greenstreet is the villain again. But he's really good in this one. I think he's kind of, in this film, he's kind of like the, what's the word? Yeah, I've forgotten the word. He's kind of the, where you get all the ideas for those Bond villains, where they're obsessed about something and then therefore decide to take over the world with it. And he loves the Japanese and everything about them, and he's a professor of it. His name is Lorenz. Got my DVD. And I think you must get all the ideas for the Bond villains, like that one in The Spy Who Loved Me, who loved the fish and Under the Sea, and decides that he doesn't like humans and wants to get rid of them all. It's a great film, so I recommend you watch that one, especially if you have a crush on Bogey, because he's really quite cute in it. And then the next one is All Through the Night, which is one of my favourites. It's kind of a spoof. It's funny. I think they kind of went, oh, we'll try Bogey out into a whole load of things and see if it works. And this is a kind of gangster meets communist type thing. They always use that picture of him in these. It's like they ran out of pictures. We'll use that one. And it's just funny. It's got three great comedy actors in it. William Demerara, I can't say it, Demarest, Jackie Gleason, and Phil Silvers has a small part in it as a waiter, but he's really funny. And it's kind of slapstick. I think Bogey's good in it. It's just one of those films you want to watch when you're having a bad day. It has also got Peter Lorre in it and Conrad Veidt. Sorry, I can't say it. Really bad at that. Pronunciations. As always, he's kind of the bad guy, and actually Peter Lorre is too. Interesting thing about Conrad Veidt. I can't say. It sounded like he was a lovely guy, and he was German, and his wife was Jewish, and so they had to leave Germany, obviously, when that all broke out. And he had been in a lot of silent films, and he was pretty big out there, and he had to leave. But I tried to find it, and I couldn't find it again where I read it, but I think he took on a lot of German villain roles. Because not because he liked it, but because he wanted to kind of he wanted to do the best version, kind of showing how bad they are. He wanted to do it well, so then it would make them hate them more, if you see what I mean. Which is quite a good idea, really. And actually, he apparently was the highest paid actor on Casablanca, even though he wasn't the main role. But he's great in this. And he has a little sausage dog called, well, Dachshund called Hans, who follows him around. And Peter Lorre is called Peppy, which is much funny. He's actually kind of scary in it. But all through the night is just lovely. And the plot all revolves around cheesecake. Bogey's character, Gloves, loves cheesecake, and only from one place. And the guy gets bumped off, so he gets very upset. And his mother tells him to go and find out who's done it. So he does. And there's a great bit, which the first time I saw it just made me laugh my arse off, which was because they basically discover a whole load of fifth communists. And they, him and the guy who plays Sunshine, I can't remember which one of it is, they end up pretending to be two German engineers in an underground meeting with a whole load of German communists. And they get brought up to talk about the plan, and they don't know what the plan is. And every time Bogey thinks that he's losing them, he just throws his arm up, shouts "Heil Hitler," and then they all start just cheering and whooping. In between him double talking and pretending to double talk German, and no one knows what he's saying, but he's trying to waste time. It's one of the best things. I'm describing it really badly, but I recommend that one. I recommend that one a lot. That was also 1942. And then the third one is actually a 50s one, 1953. It's Battle Circus, which I'm really fond of, with June Allison. And it's kind of where the idea for MASH came from, or it is where the idea of MASH came from. It's a medical base in Korea, and he's a doctor or surgeon major, and he's kind of one of these kind of fools around with all the nurses, doesn't really get into anything, and because he's just seen too much, he drinks a lot. And then there's June Allison's character, comes in very kind of bright-eyed and wants to save everybody. And it's kind of a lovely meeting between those two, and he kind of tries to flirt with her, and she's kind of, there's a great bit, and he's basically trying to suggest things and flirt with her, and he thinks he might kind of be getting somewhere, and she kind of says, "I'd only be if for one thing," and his little face kind of lights up like, "Yeah, what would you be up for doing?" And then she goes, "Marriage." And his face goes, "Woof," and it's hilarious. But it is a lovely film. I think they also, it's the war part of it, they get done really well, and actually their relationship kind of changes and becomes sweeter towards the end, and it just gets forgotten, I think. All of those films, along with things like Tokyo Joe, and a few of the others. We're Not Angels, that always gets forgotten, and I think that's funny. Bogey can do comedy, I think. You can see it in African Queen. He can do it really well. I kind of wish he had done a few more bits like that. And I think after his Oscar, he kind of said, "Oh, I'll just do meat and potato films. I'm not chasing after another Oscar." But he'll take a good film if he wanted to. But he just enjoys doing those other ones. And they're just lovely films. I think that's kind of all I'm got to talk about today. I still need to watch some more films. I've not worked my way through the list, and I'm trying to build up my DVD collection, which is quite hard. I have a plan, when I eventually have my own home, to have a whole wall just filled with books, DVDs, and vinyl. This is my kind of growing collection. It's not big enough yet, though. Just thought I'd let you know on that. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all staying safe. And enjoy the sunshine, if there's anywhere you are. And I'll see you next week. If I can never press this button. Just laptop. Bloody hell.